Hi, my name is Susan Weimer and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm here today with a video for Picket Studios, and we will be working with several of our stencils and the blender brushes to make these 3 cards, and we'll be using Distress Oxides and Vicki Boutin art crayons as well. So these were cards that I made in a relatively short period of time, and I really enjoyed this technique, so I thought I'd share it with you. This first card uses our Ocean of Fish stencils, and you got this sentiment. The next one uses our fish scales, which there's a boo-boo there, and I'll explain that later. A little crafty mistake. And then this uses our Peacock tail feathers stencil and random dots. So this was by far my favorite card, and they're all really easy. So here's the Peacock tail. The Ocean of Fish. I keep calling the School of Fish. Fish scales and random dots. I love this random dots. I've used it a lot lately, and that's a good one to have. That's a palette knife. And for the blender brushes, I have the 3 of the smallest ones, the small set, and the smallest one from the set of 4. I have some A2 size distress watercolor paper, and these are the Vicki Boutin art crayons. They are water soluble. They come in 3 sets, and so you have your blues, greens, and then your warm tones, and then these more neutrally desaturated colors. Here is the iridescent texture paste, and then the Nuvo Moonstone, I think it is, glitter paste, which I just love. I'm gonna have to order some more of that. The iridescent paste has glitter in it that's much larger. So this is called the Side Low palette. It is from 2003. So you can't buy that anymore. However, I have linked you to the Art Impressions acrylic palette that I saw Christina Warner using, which is very similar to this. So I put a little piece of tape onto my craft mat, then put the paper onto that. Then using my blue painter's tape, I've taped the stencil down, and now I'm just going about picking some colors, which was really, I just love these. Look at those colors. Now, if you have years ago, Prima Marketing had, I think they were called water-soluble pastels. Not sure. If you have those, this might work as well. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to try one technique with this, and I've just scribbled the crayon onto the palette, and I'm just picking it up with my brush. And you would think that being more of a waxy-like substance that this wouldn't pick up very easily, but it picks up beautifully. It blends nice and smoothly into the watercolor paper and wipes off very easily. However, I have been playing with these, as I said, and I know that there's better blending between colors when there's some water mixed in there. I should have had my a paintbrush. I have some reserved for, acrylics and things like that. I would not use your watercolor brushes on these, even though they're water soluble. They do have other chemicals probably in them, more waxes, things like that. I'm not sure, but my personal preference is to keep my watercolor brushes just for watercolor. So if I was going to mix this with a paintbrush, I would just use one of my acrylic paintbrushes that are dedicated to acrylics only. So here I come with this last color, which is a chartreuse color, and I think it's gorgeous. And I'm just going to blend that right in with my blender brushes. These clean up so easily. Just swiping them onto the baby wipe, I was just astonished. And I texted, I actually got into our Facebook design team group, and I said, oh, you can't believe this. So anyway, there might be more than one of us using these. But anyway, so back to years ago, there were Crayola made a water-soluble pastel called Portfolios, And Prima Marketing also made one. So if you have those, give that a try. I didn't experiment with the ones that I had. So I thought here, just changing gears here, sorry, that I was going to use the iridescent texture paste on this stencil, and I decided not to. So I wanted to mix the teal. I can't believe I'm using my finger like that. That's ridiculous. I have so many paintbrushes, there's no excuse. So I've mixed those two colors together to get more of a bluish teal, I guess. That's what I think. And then I'm going to go over with a little bit of blue. But anyway, you can see that these all mix really, really well. These would be so much fun on a journal page. To use the stencils with that. That's something else I could have done in our journal page, but I was making cards. So now here comes the iridescent texture paste. This stuff is cool. On camera, those glitter chunks look pinkish, but depending on the light that you have them in, they will look different colors. That's what I think iridescent means, right? So anyway, when I was doing this, I scraped too much off and I ripped into the glitter. So anyway, so here's my peacock. It's beautiful as is. I know I probably should have left it, but I couldn't resist. So I have the random dot stencil, and I'm just going to put that down with some purple tape. I guess I'm using purple instead of blue there. And here comes my absolute favorite Moonstone glitter paste. I think I just need to buy this by the case. Really, I have an obsession with it. But anyway, I digress. If you have some other kind of glitter paste or whatever, you can try that too. Or a clear embossing. There's a translucent embossing paste that you can also use. So this cleans up quick and easy. Just rinse it off with water off of your knife and off of your stencil. And I'm just going to put this aside to dry. And I'm just wiping the edges of that container so that I can keep it from getting stuck to itself. And then look at all that yummy texture. Isn't that fun? So I have Hero Arts Tide Pool ink, which is one of their mid-tone inks. And excuse that my grid paper thing is crooked. I still quite haven't figured out my camera settings, and I tend to work crooked. So somewhere along the line, I probably twisted this. It was so bad that when I was learning how to write in cursive, my teacher always used to say, the paper, you're holding it too much at an angle. And I'd be like, what? And anyway, so here I am. I don't know why we're going to trim that end. Sometimes, you get involved in these projects and it's like you lose your mind. So anyway, I just needed to make that a little shorter because there weren't enough fish up at the top and I wanted this to be even. So I'm just using this blender brush to get that color on, and then we're coming in with what I have labeled as Hero Arts Pool. I've had it for years, and look how nice and juicy it is. There is, when I went to look it up online, there's an ink called Hero Arts Deep End of the Pool, I believe is what it's called. So I linked up to that, and you'll find all the links to all the products in the description box below. So here you can see the mistakes on my scales. So I cut down that panel and I used a blender brush to rub some Victorian Velvet Distress Oxide on there. I wanted you to see that you can just use Distress Oxides on top of this. So here's the School of Fish, the Ocean of Fish card, and my Peacock tail feathers card. And I had so much fun making all of these, and it really was quick. And I think that this is an easy technique that I'll be using a lot in the future. Here are the 3 cards. Please leave any questions you have below in the comment box. Thank you for being with me. And please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.